What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chimpact, and today we got ourselves our game, Week 10 game against Isaac from Fire Emblem. That's what his username is. Cooper, and he didn't bring Staraptor, and he didn't bring Glade. And I brought a Torn, specifically designed to take those two Pokemon on a lot better. I'm kind of upset that he didn't bring them, but at the same time kind of happy because that's two less threats that I really have to deal with. The Torn can also be a win condition because of the Aggron and the Empoleon. I just need to deal a little bit of damage to them. I can Air Slash down the Clefable and that'll be no problem. I can take hits from the Greninja. I'm physically defensive, so if he's a physically offensive Greninja, I'm going to be able to take Ice Punches for days. Wheezing is not a problem. I got Psychic, HP Ice on the Gliscor, so it's a wrap with the Tornadus because I can also trap his two Steel types with the Magneton, so that's potentially ways that I can deal with that. Diancie is a win con because the only thing that really troubles Diancie is the Greninja, and possibly Air Balloon / Shuka Berry on his Empoleon and the Aggron because I can destroy the Clef. No matter what moveset the Clef has, I think, I'll be able to take it on and be able to beat it no matter what. The only thing that stops me is the Greninja, and like I said, Shuka Berry on the Aggron / Empoleon. Kingdra obviously wins with, just look at his team, Kingdra just bodies. I Dragon Dance, Disable Protect on the Clef, set up more. The Wheezing, like I said, in the team building, he might not use it that often because he just sees my team and just like, alright, it's not doing much, so let me just sack it, get momentum back on my side of the field. There's also the fact that I can also protect on the Toxic, or I mean not Toxic, the Will-O-Wisp, and then disable it so I can set up more Dragon Dances, and because I'm running bulk, I'll be able to take it on really, really well. And the only thing I really need weakened for the Kingdra to sweep is the Empoleon. That's pretty much it. I got to scout out to see what type of threat the Clefable is, but for the most part, shouldn't be a problem. Magneton can also sweep because look at his Electric Resist. It's only Gliscor. So if I get rid of Gliscor, it's a wrap. So I'm going to lead out with Magneton. The game plan here is lead Magneton. If he messes up and leads Empoleon, that's great. I can double switch out into Politoed expecting Gliscor to come in and be able to fire off a Scald, hopefully on the Empoleon. Because the Empoleon is the thing that I want to get whittled down the most. If I can just whittle down the Empoleon, that'll be great. He is going to switch out into the Gliscor, like I expected. Shade Man is here, and he gets the Toxic Orb activated. It could have been some weird defog fortune set, but like I said, Cooper breeds his Pokemon. He is honorable. He does not gen. But he's a swagger. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to Scald here on the Galaxy Man. Gauge to see how much damage it does. That's just around 40%. I know that it is especially defensive. I have max special attack in the rain. That boy is strong. So it dealing only 40% means that that's specially defensive. If I was Specs, that would have been 2 KO. That would have been nice. So I'm going to switch out into Steelix, and I'm going to go for the Earthquake. He has Light Screen. Hold on. Pause. He has Light Screen. Of all the moves that Clefable learns, you decide that Light Screen is your best bet against my team. Thunder Wave, Knockoff, Stealth Rock, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Moonblast, Calm Mind, Cosmic Power, Thunder Wave. You decide Light Screen is your best bet. You know, I'm fine with this because that means that it's a lot easier to wear down without it being a threat. And that's why I think Clefable is one of the best Pokemon in the game, because it can be a threat and it can never die. You can do both at once with Cosmic Power and Calm Mind, so I doubt he's running that set because you're using Light Screen. So I decided to go for Earthquake here. The reason why I went for Earthquake is because Empoleon is a huge threat in the rain. It has 111 special attack, and it can Oko my Steelix because I'm not running Sturdy. And I don't want that to happen. I want to, like, maybe I could have actually just set up Stealth Rock there and sacked my guy and then went out for Thunderbolt. But if he was running like Shedgel or Walkenberry or something, that would have been pretty bad. So, you know what? I stand by my play. So he's actually going to go for Toxic. Let's stop right there. He has Toxic on that when I have Scolipede and Chestnut. Maybe he's running Will-O-Wisp and Toxic, but I doubt that. That doesn't really make much sense. Why would you use Toxic? I don't understand what Toxic is for. But I'm really happy that he used Toxic because that means he probably doesn't have Will-O-Wisp. And there's got to be Pain Split. There's got to be, maybe there's no Poison Stab if she's running Toxic. Fire Stab, I don't know. Probably because I have so many Pokemon that are weak to fire on my team. Anyways, he has Destiny Bond. He goes for Destiny Bond with the Light Screen up. Kind of questionable play there, but you know, that's fine. I'm going to go out to Politoed here. I'm trying to take on the Fire Blast against the Magneton, and just in case you want to double switch out the Gliscor as well, that would have been good for me. Gonna go for Scald here. It's not gonna do that much damage because the light screen is still up. I believe the light screen wears off this turn. Yep, it does. Hydro Pump deals over 50% to this Clefable, but it's not in range just yet. So I am going to go out into Goldie Rocks. And here, I know that because the light screen wore off, the rain is going to wear off this turn because I'm 2 turns ahead of the light screen because of the damp rock. So I had an extra turn of light screen. So here I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rock here as he decides to go for Protect, trying to be as healthy as possible on his Clefable. I can respect that. I still don't know because he's running Wish plus Protect with light screen. So this is very, very easy to wear down. His only attack is Moonblast. I'm very happy about that because no Thunder Wave. So Kingdra actually beats it unless I Protect on something like a Wish or Protect himself. He's going to switch out into his Weezing on the Stealth Rock. I'm going to switch out into Magneton, and I'm going to double switch out to Magneton after I set up Stealth Rock, knowing that he's going to want to switch out into something that can take an Iron Head. So here he's going to go for the Fire Blast and taking a page out of Fizzy's book and using inaccurate moves, but here I can respect that because it actually matters because Magneton doesn't really have that many switch-ins available left. If he does get set up hazards, I only have like 3 switch-ins left with Stealth Rock. He's going to go for another Fire Blast here. I'm going to switch out to Torn. It is not AV. It's not going to be able to take this on that well, but it does have max HP, so I should still be able to take it on pretty well because Weezing is not that bulky. But because of the Flash Cannon damage, it's around 60%. I know that the Psychic is going to be enough to knock it out, so I decided to switch out to Torn and just go for the Psychic, and that knocked him out. Get a crit there, it didn't matter. I was going to knock it out anyway. But because he did get the burn, it's kind of unfortunate because I basically took Stealth Rock damage for no reason. Because of the 8% chance that he had to burn, because he had to hit first and then there's a 10% chance on top of that. Goes out to Greninja. Even if I was a Zolvest, I wasn't going to be able to take the Ice Beam, I think. So I'm going to switch out, go out to Politoed. If he goes for Grass on the switch, that's fine because Politoed is light, 60 base power, so he probably won't be able to 2-hit kill me. Goes for Spikes here, and you know what, I'm happy with that. I can just go for Scald. Scald is going to be able enough to 2-hit kill the Greninja. He goes for a second layer Spike, and at this point, I don't really know how much the second layer Spike does. I know the first does 12.5%, but I didn't really have enough time to calculate how much the second layer Spike does. So I don't know if the Magneton was dead to others, because if it does like 16%, which I think it did, it would deal 20 HP to me, so Magneton would live with 1 HP. But if it was 17%, which I don't know, I think it does between 16 and 17%, Magneton would have died because that would mean it would have 21 HP. But I'll look it up later, and I'll leave it down in the comment section down below. Here I'm going to go for Scald, get a crit, feels good, man. Not enough to knock it out though, and I do know that it is unaware now because he didn't take any damage from Stealth Rock. I wasn't really paying attention to that, so whatever. But I do know that it's unaware because I did get that burn, and I'm going to stay in here even though Rain is going to be worn down because I don't really need Rain at this point. Just because I just wanted to be able to Encore this into Protect or Wish, and that would be great. I didn't want to Encore him into a potential Moonblast, and that would have sucked. That would actually suck. If I done that, that would have been great. Encore and a Wish, because he would have been at 40% with his Clef, and then something else would have took damage. So he's actually going to go for the Protect there. I Encore him into the Protect. That is awesome. Now I know that he's probably going to switch out, so dealing damage on the Empoleon. Step number 1 for the Kingdra sweep is undergo. I got Stealth Rock up, break the aggro on Sturdy if it does have Sturdy, and now with the Stealth Rock I can deal... Stealth Rock does 6% to Empoleon, so it's not really going to be that effective, but he's probably going to switch out a few times with the Empoleon. So I know that based on that Scald damage, it's especially defensive. That did around 15 to 20%. And this Focus Blast does like 40% or something like that. And I'm thinking, alright, so it's max HP, a lot of special defense, but the Earthquake damage, I calc the Earthquake damage is max attack, so I'm thinking, I don't know. At this point, I have no idea what Cooper is doing. I don't know what he's feeding his Pokemon. He doesn't gen his Pokemon, so he's got to feed us some love. He's doing Pokemon to me. Man, I don't know what Cooper does, but like I'm doing a bunch of calcs. I'm trying to understand what this Empoleon set is. And this turn, not this turn. I go for Scald here and do as much damage as possible to this Clefable, which is impossible to knock out because of Magic Guard, and Soft Boiled, which is stupid. I go for Focus Blast here. Why do I go for Focus Blast? I ran out of time because I was so busy calcing the Empoleon. Then it hit me. There's an item called Assault Vest, and if you're max attack with Assault Vest, you still have bulk. So I was like, alright, so it's Assault Vest, so it doesn't have Roar, and it's physical because it's max attack. Kingdra can sweep, and I calced it, and +1 waterfall outside of the rain does not knock out the Aggron, and it does not knock out the Empoleon. So I need to get up rain to be able to beat Aggron and Empoleon. Everything else on his team is dead because this thing is a joke. He wants to Moonblast me, he can Moonblast me. I'm gonna protect, I'm gonna disable. I'm protected. Always have protection. Shout out to Kingdra. So he goes for Moonblast, he goes for Protect, trying to scout out to see if I have Iron Head. I don't think I revealed Iron Head just yet, but now he knows that I have Iron Head. His Weezing is gone, so his only Iron Head switch-in is Empoleon and Gliscor. But I revealed the Earthquake, and it's a physical Empoleon, so the mind games that he could use is go out to Empoleon, then go out to Gliscor, so the Gliscor doesn't take any damage. But Cooper, by the way, is taking literally 100-second turns. He was putting me on tilt from the very beginning of the game. And whatever, dude. You can do... I was actually scared because I thought he was going for the timer win or something because of how slow he was playing. But I managed to overcome that tilt and put myself in a decent enough position. He goes for the Earthquake. I know that he's not running a lot of defense, or he's not running any defense because of the Iron Head damage. I know the Ice Fang is going to be enough to knock it out, because if the Iron Head did like 30 to 40%, well, not 40 because it would have put into orange, but if it was doing like 30+%, Ice Fang is 100% killing that, because Ice Fang is 4 times effective and feels good. So he goes out into Empoleon, and here, this is what I'm thinking. It's in the orange. Waterfall could KO me. The max damage is 70, 72, 72, 76, 74, or something like that. So I live 25, 70, I think it's over 75% of the time I live this waterfall, unless he's actually in Torrent, in which case he'll kill me. I'm going to try to sweep with Kingdra because I have the rain for 7 turns if this dies here, and he will kill me if he goes for waterfall or Earthquake. No matter what he does, he goes for Earthquake. So I'm pretty sure he's running Aqua Jet because he didn't go for waterfall. I don't know why you would go for Earthquake over waterfall. I really don't know. It doesn't really hit anything that much harder, and you're almost in Torrent, so maybe he doesn't have waterfall. So here I'm thinking, you know, there's no way this guy has Scald, and why would you go for Scald when you can go for Earthquake anyway? I don't know. Maybe he tries to get the burn, but regardless, I'm going to go for Dragon Dance here. Hopefully he doesn't have Scald, and he has Earthquake. And I know I'm going to be able to take this decently well. As you can see there, it's 166 HP, not 160. So I did not tell my Jenner about that beforehand, so that's unfortunate. That was a mistake on my part, but it doesn't really matter. It's about the same bulk anyway. +1 Rain Dance. Mama, there goes that man. Mark Jackson, the best NBA commentator. What else does he say? He says something about dance, and I just Dragon Dance. I don't know. I was trying to say it, but it's scripted. Whatever, man. So here I'm gonna go for Protect. If he goes for Moonblast, I can disable, and that would be great. He goes for his own Protect here. I know that Waterfall KOs it, but I wanted to ensure that he wasn't gonna be able to Protect with this, stall me out of rain. If he switches out here into Greninja, he can stall out the rain. After this Protect here, so he can stall out the rain. But because I knew that Waterfall killed it, right, at that amount of HP, and here I think it's a roll to kill it, based on the amount of damage that I think he's at. He needs to be at around like 80% to guarantee live it. +1 Waterfall in the rain. So I'm gonna go for Waterfall here. Even if he goes for Moonblast, the max roll I think is 126. So I could also flinch him. I could also just knock it out regardless, and he could also just not kill me. So everything is in my favor. He needs a crit to knock me out. And obviously didn't get the crit because Waterfall killed. So I'm really surprised he didn't go out to Greninja because there's 2 turns of rain left, I think, at this point. And I'm able to just go for the Waterfall here and knock out the Greninja. And with this Greninja gone, everybody's just clearing out for the Kingdra sweep. Feels good. The Kingdra is healing up to 150, and this is around 90% plus. And the most Aggron does to me with Max Attack Adamant, Life Orb, well, without Life Orb, is 92%, and I think I'm at 92% or higher. So I'm just going to go for Waterfall. If I wasn't in rain, I was going to be able to knock him out. It was going to do 60 to 70%, but he is on an air balloon, so the most damage he can do to me is 92%. So I could just Waterfall twice and kill it. Even if he had Rock Polish, I would have been able to win the game. This Kingdra, man, it really put in the work. I didn't really need Disable because I just knocked out the Clef raw. If he wasn't especially defensive, he would have lost the Politoed. If he was physically defensive, because he was especially defensive, Kingdra beat it. So that's the way that I was hoping this game would go out, and it went according to plan. Except he didn't bring Gallade or the other guy, so it's good. So we are plus 29 differential, and we are on top of our division, clinched the playoff spot because Fizz and Mogwai cannot catch up to me at this point. So, do I throw against Mogwai next week? Or do I try to beat him no matter what? Because I don't want to play Mogwai in the playoffs. I really don't. Because even though I had a great opportunity to beat him the first time that I played him, and I did improve my team since the first time I played him because I got a Magneton to deal with this team a lot better, and I also picked up Dragalge, which troubles his team a lot as well because it supports the Kingdra support. I still don't want to play him because Weavile is annoying, Talonflame is annoying, his team, Registeel, Uxie, he's got a bunch of annoying Pokemon that I don't want to deal with. And I don't want to play him in playoffs. Fizzy, I don't want to play him either because he just spams inaccurate moves and he could just win by doing that. So I don't want that to happen either. I want to play somebody in the other division. And can there be? Yeah, there can be 3 people in one division, and I could be the lone guy from the Gold Johto division. I think that's what we are. But anyways, that's the game against Cooper. Definitely be sure to check him out. And there's Philadelphia Scissor merch in the description below. There is going to be Showdown Lives this coming week. A lot of UU stuff this week. And hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.